Therefore, to reiterate, a learning methodology would be cover one pitfall per day. Reflect on it and write in with your doubt or clarifications. If you're setting up a new business or if you're running an existing business, do factor in these assumptions and in your business plan. It is very important to have a business plan in shape. I will be available on Skype and on discussion board weekly. On discussion boards, as I mentioned, I would respond to your queries within 48 hours, and I would be available on Skype for any direct chat or a conference call. There are a total of 7 lectures. So, here goes. The 7 pitfalls. I'm sure that among these 7, there may have been a couple which I would have missed out. And I would urge all of you to share anything which I've missed out. But over the last 6 years, the biggest thing which I've come to learn and understand and appreciate, that it is all about people. Now, just like a human body has different body parts, you need hands, you need legs, you need a head, and so on. As an entrepreneur, you need different kinds of people who will play different roles in bringing your idea to life. Once again, I repeat, an entrepreneur is not just somebody who's working in a startup or a founder of a company. An entrepreneur is anybody who's determined to bring an idea to life. Bringing an idea to life in most situations and circumstances is extremely difficult on your own. One needs backers. There was a saying, behind every successful man there is a woman, or behind every successful woman there is a man. I would go further and say, behind every successful enterprise there is a team. And those team comes in multiple forms. So, here goes. The first one, and this, should I say it is an order of priority or not on an order of priority? At different stages of the business, different aspects will be important. But what is most important is, as of today, if you are running a business or if you have not started your business, in your business, you need to get all these folks in your team identified, signed, locked in. They may not join immediately, but you have a committed team of number 1, investors. Number 2, your customers. Your initial set of customers are a set of people who are buying your services because they believe in you. So they are also part of your team. Your direct team of members of the company who share your vision and who are entrepreneurs in their own right, and all of you are coming together to bring an idea to life, to create a product, a service, a company. Advisors, partners, vendors. All 3 components are critical. You need advisors to help you strategize and course correct. Bouncing boat. Partners. People who can take your business ahead. People who can distribute your products. Vendors, who are critical components of your supply chain who help you build the products. These first 4 is team. The next thing is, how do you get the team running together? So I would call the investors as your hands, your customer as your heart, your team as your brain, your advisors, partners and vendors as the body. What gets it all together is the skeleton, which is management process. Without a functional management process, none of these 4 components can move and they will just fall apart. So management process, your way of management, is a very, very important component, however ephemeral it may seem, however global it may seem. It is essential to get a business moving and running. Sixth, technology. The world today is not the same world 5 years ago. And what is going to be there 5 years ahead is not the same which is today. The common theme across the world changing, and therefore your customers changing, your investors changing, team changing, is technology. As I was hearing one of the speeches in Davos, technology is the plumbing for the new world. It is very important that either you understand technology or you have somebody in the team or as a part of your advisors who deeply understand technology and how it can influence your business, not just from a production perspective, but from a demand generation perspective, from a management perspective, from a go-to-market perspective. And finally, and maybe most importantly, mental toughness. This is a difficult one to crack. But the very fact that all of you who are listening to this course have decided to become entrepreneurs, I would assume that all of you and all of us have an enormous amount of mental toughness. Mental toughness means you are able to face defeat and pick up the pieces and move on. You are able to face rejection. You are able to face situations which you have never faced in your life before. And you are able to treat all these events as a game where you are the player and you are winning the game or losing the game. But at the end of the day, it is a game. Because only when it is a game, you can switch off your computer and restart the game. But if you treat it more, anything apart from a game, treat it more seriously than it is, you will never be able to switch off the computer and restart the game. If you take less seriously than a competitive game, then you will always lose in the game. So treat this as a game. Be ready to face a lot of defeat. Be ready to face a lot of knockouts. But enjoy the journey. If you enjoy winning as well as losing, then yes, entrepreneurship is for you. And this is something those who do not enjoy losing or winning, think about it. Why don't you enjoy winning and losing? And build an understanding of winning and losing. The moment you build an understanding of winning and losing, your mental toughness will automatically happen. And you'll be ready to go ahead. So these are the 7 pitfalls. To repeat, the first 4 are about team, which is investor, customer, team, direct team, which is advisors, partners, and vendors. The next 2, I would say, is the architecture, which is management process and technology. And the final aspect is mental toughness, which is you as an individual. So think about these 7 points and would urge you to write one line against each of these points as to what you understand as your team members, as your network, and your understanding of each of these 7 pitfalls, the way it is today. And before we move on to the detailed understanding of each pitfall,